Welcome into the In the Money podcast for KeenelandSelect.com for Saturday, October 15th. I'm Tom Leach along with Jim Goodman, Keeneland's Director of Mutuals and Simulcasting, and we're going to take a look at the Grade 1 Queen Elizabeth II Challenge Cup and the late pick 4 on the Saturday card. And I can remember covering the first one of the races that it was actually not named the Queen Elizabeth II Challenge Cup, I don't think then, but the Queen was here. Maybe it was, I don't know, but I remember Keith Allen, for old school horse players, if you go way back. Keith Allen won it for Cherry Valley Farm on a horse named Sintra. The Queen was there to present the trophy, and then we've had the Queen Elizabeth II Challenge Cup at Keeneland ever since. And always a good race, Jim, and same is true this year. Got a power-packed field here of 3-year-old fillies.
You've been around a while, haven't you?
I have.
I've been looking forward to this race ever since we had an idea of what horses would be entered into all the Grade 1s. Of course, we front-loaded our Grade 1s, so most of them were opening Fall Stars weekend, but this one's the highlight of this weekend, and I absolutely love Catch a Glimpse. But in the Lake Placid at Saratoga, Giroux got her out, and she did that little spurt away that she's always done her last 8 races, and Johnny Velasquez ran an absolutely perfect race on time and motion and ran her down at the wire. And it was one of those things that you sit there and pull for a horse that you really like, but then you would go back and watch it and you admire the fact that time and motion is getting better. Catch a Glimpse is really, really good, and I don't think I can separate them here, but I don't think I can single Catch a Glimpse because I think there's a really good chance the way these horses are drawn that it plays out exactly like it did in New York, where Catch a Glimpse gets to a lead, time and motion tracks her and runs her down in the stretch. And I can see that happening. It seems like time and motion might like 1 1/8 miles a little bit better than Catch a Glimpse. So when I handicap the race, there's certainly those two that I'm going to take on top. I'm going to use both of them in the pick 4. I think there's a couple of horses in here that could get into the exacta and try if something happens. For example, if On Leave tries to run with Catch a Glimpse, and Ortiz may just challenge her because she won the Sands Point at Saratoga at 1 1/8 miles and went wire to wire. So they're drawing 1-2, and you might get a speed duel there. That way it sets it up for time and motion, but it also sets it up for Harmonize the 4, possibly stays in Vegas the 3, and an unknown is Hawksmoor, the 5 coming from overseas in Ireland. And so I would throw those in there in my tries and exactas, but I'm looking forward to what could be a match race between Catch a Glimpse and Time and Motion, the 1 and the 7.
I like Time and Motion, but there's no way I could single between the two of them. And, you know, it's been a turf course that's played a little kinder to speed than historically has been the case here at Keeneland. So there's a little chance for rain leading up to Saturday, and doesn't sound like there's going to be, even if we get some rain, not a ton of it. So the course will likely remain pretty firm, if not exactly what it is coming into the week, and that helps Catch a Glimpse. But I'm like you. I think Time and Motion is just getting a little better and has closed that gap to the point where she finally caught her last time. And I think the 1 1/8 miles is right in her wheelhouse. She's working lights out. So my win pick is Time and Motion, and that'll and I would key her at the bigger exacta would obviously, if you wanted to bet them, would be with Catch a Glimpse, but On Leave and Harmonize are others you could use. But Time and Motion and Catch a Glimpse are going to be the only two I use in the pick 4. So we'll go to the late pick 4. It's a guaranteed $350,000 late pick 4 on Saturday, and it starts in the 7th race. And I spread out 5 deep in there. I didn't have a strong opinion. Allied Air Raid off the big jump in his turf debut was the win pick for me, but I like Camac, I like Nonetheless, I like Coalport, I like Flatlined. I even added Dubai Sky, and then I scratched him out to save a little bit on the cost of the ticket. So obviously not a strong opinion there for me. In the 8th race, my win pick was My Johnny Be Good, the 6, because of the speed, but well, I take that back. No, that was my original pick, and then I actually changed to Yaki's Warrior. Has even a little more speed and going second off the layoff. So 9-6, 6-9, those two, and then War Ride and Viva Majorca were the others I liked, but really looking for somebody that's going to be on the front end in that race. Going to use Time and Motion, Catch a Glimpse in the QE2, And then in the last race, Bellows is my win pick off of a nice debut for Motion. And then Keep Talking the 8 and first-time starter for Cassie 6, Takeoff are the other two I like in there. How about you?
A little different take here. We almost agree in the first leg, but we don't agree at all in the second leg. So that means I might ought to do all in the second leg. So we'll give you two alternatives here. One alternative would be I really like Kamek in the first race. Horse is on a six race win streak, but at Tampa and Arlington. So taking a definite step up in class, but if a horse can win, he can win anywhere. So I think that he would be my top pick. But on my ticket here, I've got 1, 6, 7, 8, 12. I also really like Flatline. I was at Kentucky Downs when he ran that race where he won the Old Friends by a neck at 12-1, and somebody at the race says, "Man, I really like that horse. I wish you'd told me before at 12-1." Came back and ran Laurel in the Commonwealth Cup and didn't run very well, but that Kentucky Downs race was pretty impressive. So I'd use 1, 6, 7, the horse you mentioned, Allied Air Raid, but I'd also throw in Coalport the 8, and I would include Dubai Sky the 12. In the second race, I didn't pick either of the two horses that you picked, so it's a wide open race. I got Shrewd Move the 1, Viva Mayoka the 2, the 4-horse Conquest Big E for Cassie, and the 7 Squadron A for Alvarado. So I go 4 deep there. If I did single the 1 in the first leg, I could go all there. The obvious uses in the 9th, Catch a Glimpse the 1 and Time in Motion the 7. The last race, I would go 5 deep. I would use Rockshaw the 4. Bellows the 5 would as well be my pick. If you had to cut it down in the 10th race, that'd be the 5-horse. And then I'd use the 8, 9, 11. Keep Talking for Proctor, Dilettante for Wayne Lucas, and Hurricane Force for Wesley Ward the 11, just because Wesley's pretty good at 2-year-olds. So 1, 6, 7, 8, 12 with 1, 2, 4, 7 with 1, 7 with 4, 5, 8, 9, 11. That's a $100 play. Go ahead, cut it down the first leg, or a single, Catch a Glimpse, or Time in Motion if you got the guts.
Nice Saturday card headlined by the Grade 1 QE2 and a $350,000 guarantee on that late pick 4. So best of luck with your Saturday wagers. If you're a Keeneland Select player, don't forget Sunday is Keeneland Select Appreciation Day. If you haven't signed up, make sure to do that. And we're going to have a nice program before the races. I think Wesley Ward's going to come by and talk, and some other special guests. So look forward to seeing a lot of you out there on Sunday. And we'll, of course, be back with another podcast right here at KeenelandSelect.com. This is the In the Money Podcast.